baby is turned around this way. This is the way yours is laying right now. When they enter into this opening right here of the pelvis, they tend to have their head turned like that, okay? Yeah. But when they reach a certain point, then they have to do cardinal movements. Now that they may do this and decide to come, well, this baby does not fit this pelvis very well, but they may do a cardinal movement and still come out this way. But what happens a lot of times is they start this way and then they rotate like that as they're moving down the birth canal, and they still come out the right way because you're facing the tailbone like that. This baby does not fit, but you know, and come out the right way. So they do these cardinal movements where they turn as they come down. So a lot of times they can have been OP the whole time in labor in the first stage while you're dilating, but then once you start pushing the baby down, then they roll and turn the right way. So we'll take them.
What's the difference between LOP
and what?
And I don't know.
Oh, so LOP, this bone is called the occiput, okay? So which way this is facing is what you would call it. They're on the left. Your baby's on the left, and this occiput bone is posterior or toward the back, okay? LOA means this occiput bone is anterior. So you can have a right occiput anterior or a left occiput anterior. You can have a left occiput posterior, and a right one and a left occiput posterior. But what typically happens, and one of the things that makes it harder, is what you want the baby to do as they're coming down the birth canal and being ready to be born. You want this head to be tucked in, so the chin is down, and that means that this diameter is what's trying to come down the birth canal, okay? But when a baby's OP, they tend to not have their head flexed, and they look straight ahead, and so this is a diameter now that's trying to come down. So it takes longer because this diameter doesn't fit as well. And also when they're flexed like this, you have a rounded part that's sitting on that cervix, and so it's putting pressure every time you have a contraction. But when they're not flexed, this flat part of their head is sitting on the cervix, so it's not putting the kind of pressure you want on that cervix to help it open up. Plus, when they're OP, this hard bone tends to move down and pinch all these nerves in your back right here. So you end up with what they call back labor, which means that even between contractions, your low back is achy and doesn't feel very good. And so you feel like you're never out of pain. When you have a normal labor, you have a contraction and then it's over. You're not in pain. But with back labor, it's like that pain just kind of lingers. Yeah. And so you never feel like you're out of pain. So
I think that's interesting because this is the hip bone that he's always adjusting at the chiropractor. Like that one, he said.
That's the one he's always having to work on.
So I don't know if it's just like spaced.
Well, there could be something about your pelvic anatomy that's keeping Miles in the position that he's in. On the one side,
Yep. So tell him to keep working. Get this baby around so you have a nice, good labor. That's what we want